Hey everyone. So, you're here because you're trying to jump into a game of Battlefield 6 and you've hit a wall, a technical wall. Well, today we're going to smash through it. I'm going to walk you through fixing that annoying secure boot error and get you right onto the battlefield.
You know the feeling, right? You finally got time to play, you fire up your PC, you're all ready to go, and then boom. This error message pops up. Secure boot required. It's just so frustrating. It stops all the fun before it can even get started.
But hey, don't worry about it. You are absolutely in the right place. We're going to break this down step by step and get this thing sorted out so you can get back in the game. Okay, let's get into it. Our mission, should you choose to accept it, is all about this thing called secure boot. First, we've got to understand what it even is and, why a video game cares if you have it turned on.
So think of your computer kind of like your house. Secure boot, that's your high-tech front door lock. Its one and only job is to make sure that only trusted software, like, Windows, gets to run when your PC first boots up. It's a really important defense against some nasty malware that tries to load before your antivirus is even awake.
So why does Battlefield care? Well, it's all about anti-cheat. The analogy here is perfect, right? It's like a security guard for your whole system, checking IDs at the door. It makes sure no shady programs are running in the background from the moment you turn the computer on. This makes it way, way harder for cheat engines to hide, which, at the end of the day, just means a fairer game for all of us.
All right, before we go changing anything, we need to do a little recon. We have to figure out our starting point, This is just a quick check to see exactly what we're working with.
Okay, this part is super easy. On your keyboard, just hold down the Windows key and press R. A little box called Run will pop up. In that box, type msinfo32. That's msinfo32. And then just hit Enter. This brings up the System Information window, which is where we'll find our first clues.
All right, in that window, you're looking for two specific lines. What we want, our goal, is on the left side of the screen here. We want BIOS mode to say UEFI and secure boot state to say on. If yours looks like the right side, with legacy and off, then yep, we've found the problem. And that's exactly what we're here to fix.
So this brings us to the why. Why did your system say legacy instead of UEFI? Well, it all comes down to how your hard drive is organized. Just imagine your drive is a filing cabinet. MBR is the old school, kind of clunky filing system. GPT is the new, modern way. And here's the kicker. Secure boot will only work with the new GPT system. So, let's find out which filing system your drive is using. Go ahead and press the Windows key and the X key together. From that little menu, click on Disk Management. Now, in this new window, find your main drive. It's almost always called Disk 0. Right-click it, go to Properties, and then click the Volumes tab. Right there, you'll see it, Partition Style. It'll say either MBR or GPT.
Okay, decision time. If your drive check just said GPT, that's awesome. You can actually skip ahead a couple of slides to the part about the BIOS. But if it said MBR, then this next part is for you. It's super important. We're going to switch your drive over to the modern GPT system. And don't worry, there's a tool built right into Windows to do this, and it's designed not to delete any of your stuff.
Okay, first things first. Press Windows and X again, but this time pick Windows PowerShell Admin or Terminal Admin. It's really important that you run this as an administrator. Then, just carefully type in this first command. This validate command doesn't actually change anything yet. It's just a safety check to make sure the conversion can be done safely. So go ahead, type it in. You can pause right here if you need to.
All right, if that last command said validation completed successfully, you are good to go for the main event. In that same window, type in the second command, the convert one. This is the command that actually does the conversion. Again, feel free to pause while it does its thing. Once that's finished, congratulations, you've just upgraded your drive's entire filing system.
Okay, now that our drive is updated, or if you already had GPT to begin with, it is time to head into your computer's main control room. We call it the BIOS, or on newer systems, UEFI. This is where we can tweak the really deep down settings of your PC.
So how do you get in? You've got to be quick. You'll need to restart your computer, and as soon as it starts back up and you see the logo, like Dell or HP, you have to start tapping a specific key. Here's a handy chart with the most common keys for the big brands. Find your PC's maker and get that key ready.
All right, you made it inside the BIOS. I know, it can look a little intimidating. Lots of text, weird options, but don't worry, we're only here for a couple of very specific settings. It's time to find them and flip the final switches.
So here's the first thing you need to do, and it's a critical step.
Before you can turn Secure Boot on, you usually have to turn something else off. It's called the Compatibility Support Module, or CSM. Have a look around the menus, it's usually in a boot section. Find CSM Support or Launch CSM and switch it to Disabled. Now, for some computers, you might have to save and restart after this, then go back into the BIOS for the next step.
Okay, once CSM is disabled, the main option we're looking for should appear. Find the Secure Boot setting. It's probably under a Security or Boot tab. This is it. This is what we came for. Go ahead and change that setting from Disabled to Enabled.
We're just about done in here. Just a couple of last things to check. If your computer asks you something about installing default keys, just say yes or select Install. Also, if you happen to see an OS type option, make sure it's set to Windows USEI mode. And that's it. Now press the F10 key, which is pretty much the universal key for save and exit. Your PC will restart.
And you should be booting back into Windows. If you are, then congratulations, mission complete. Your system should be good to go. Let's just do a quick final check to confirm our success.
Let's run that msinfo32 command one last time. You know the drill. Windows key plus R, type msinfo32, hit enter. Now, you should be seeing the after state on the screen. BIOS mode says UEFI and Secure Boot state says on. If you see that, you did it. You absolutely nailed it.
Okay, but what if it doesn't work? What if your PC won't boot? First thing, do not panic. You can always get back into the BIOS and just undo the last thing you did. Usually, that just means turning CSM back on. Also, make sure that TPM 2.0 is enabled in the BIOS, as that's another common requirement. And if you're really stuck, don't be afraid to ask for help from a friend who knows their stuff.
So let's just recap why this whole thing was worth it. You didn't just fix one error for one game. No. You made your entire computer safer from malware. You helped make online gaming a little bit fairer. You've also future-proofed your PC for the next wave of games. And, maybe most importantly, you learned a new and valuable skill. That is a huge win.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Your PC is now more secure, and a game made you do it. As more and more developers start requiring these hardware-level security features to fight cheating, what does that mean for PC gaming down the road? Is this the new normal? It's definitely something to think about. Anyway, thanks for following along, good luck, and have fun out there.